The recert process begins on your schedule. So when you are reviewing your schedule for the week, you may come across the same patient scheduled for extra visits for the same week. So here you can see this patient recert demo. His orders are 2 every week for 9 weeks. So he's got visits on Monday and Tuesday. However, there's also 2 visits for him on the 11th. So this may seem strange, but whenever this happens, you really need to think, is this the patient's recert week? So the easiest way that you can check the patient cert period is by clicking on a visit and coming down to the patient overview. When the patient overview opens, you can see that this patient's certification period ends on 8/9. So 8/9 is here. So now you can see that these visits only are good for the first half of the week. Now these visits are only good for the second part of the week. So you have double visits for every week when the patient recerts. So you just need to get rid of the visits that you don't need in order to do the appropriate to meet the actual frequency of twice a week. So in this case, I saw the patient on Monday and Tuesday, so I can mark both of these visits here as missed. The way that you'll do that is go to the Rescheduled Missed tab, and here there's no real reason, so you're just going to choose Visit Not Necessary, New Cert will be the note, and hit Save. So you'll have to do that for both of those missed visits. You need to clear them off of your schedule or else they'll be generating unnecessary tasks for that day. So your schedule cleanup begins here at the new recert. Now, in order to do your 60-day summary, the process for that will be in the Perform Visit task. When you are in the Perform Visit task for the first visit that you are making in the new cert period, you'll see that in addition to your routine care steps and your plan, you will have a branch of the tree that says physical therapy or whatever your discipline is, eval/60-day. So in this case, the evaluation is going to appear on the first day of every new cert period. So whichever visit it happens to be the first visit in that cert period, this is your 60-day summary. Now, although the evaluation, the full eval drops, the mandatory care steps that you need to complete in this 60-day evaluation is going to be the equipment care step, where you'll need to come in and check off all the equipment that the patient has. This will be a discipline-specific drop-down list. And then document in the notes any specific details about that equipment. If things are new, if things are broken, if you're in the middle of an equipment order, just update us about what's going on with the rehab equipment. The next mandatory care step is your primary deficits. So you'll click the drop down, select all of the issues that your patient presents with. And then here in the notes section, this will be your patient specific details. You'll re-justify the need for home care services. So you'll click the drop down and choose the applicable reasons of why this patient needs services in the home. You need to re-justify why services continue to be medically necessary. So you would choose off all the applicable reasons. You will update your frequency recommendations. So you'll come over to frequency recommendation and indicate what you want to continue at. You're going to establish new short-term goals for the period. Now, you may have written previous short-term goals. However, every cert period, the copy prior instance fields blank out again. You can only copy things from within the cert period. So now is your opportunity to put in new short-term goals for your patient for the upcoming plan period. And the way that you do that is just type directly into the box. patient will perform, and then your specific targets. So you'll indicate patient will be able to hold up head for 15 seconds with max assist sitting at the edge of the bed. Patient will lateralize bolus to the right side of the mouth to encourage improving swallowing. Patient will be able to don short sleeve shirt with tactile cues and min assist for setup. You'll need a specific target. Remember, these are the short-term goals that you will be able to copy prior instance into your notes for that cert period. So it's very important that you establish them on this first visit. Update summary, progress, and effectiveness of treatment. You're going to check off the applicable details. But now in this care step, this is where you're going to summarize all the progress the patient has made in the last 60 days. The next care step is updating your barriers to progress. Why is progress slow for this child? What issues does this patient have that prevent them from making rapid progress? So you could just click off those details. So just as a review, the mandatory care steps for 60-day summaries are equipment, primary deficits, justify home care services, update your justification for medical necessity for your discipline, frequency recommendations, short-term goals. You need to click into the box and make sure you write. Usually you want to have between 2 and 3 short-term goals. Update your progress and effectiveness. So this is where you're going to select your details, but this requires a narrative. We want to have an update of how the patient has been doing, and then your barriers to progress. So that is a 60-day summary. All of the overview assessments are here and available for you to document on if there's been a significant change. If the patient just had surgery, you should come into medical history, hit the go-to on medical history, and put an update about what's going on with this patient. If the patient has had a significant increase in their seizures, you can document that on the neurologic overview. But if nothing significant has changed in any of the areas of the overview, you're not required to go into those on the 60-day. The 60-day is really a summary of where the patient is now and the progress that has been made. So these 7 care steps are the way that you will do that. Now, don't forget that when this 60-day summary appears, you're still in a routine visit, so you still will have to document pain, skin, report response to treatment, and then document on your appropriate goals and interventions down in the plan section. So don't forget that it still is a routine visit. We're just adding the summary to that first. So when you're done with your 60-day summary, the last step is going to be to send a communication. You want to make sure that you're coordinating with that nurse so she's aware of what your plan is for the next 60 days. So it's going to be communication, all coordination, team communication, all team leads, and just a brief summary of patient status and progress and your recommendations. Then you would complete your visit just as you normally would. You would say yes. It's going to ask you the question, admit to physical therapy service or recertify to physical therapy service. You would just say yes. Hit apply signature. And when you finish, you're going to get that pop-up warning again about evaluation complete. Just go ahead and hit correct and then change it to yes. This will ensure that that evaluation does not pop up on future visits until it's your next research. So that is how you would document the 60-day summary in Meditech. The last step in the 60-day process, the recertification process, will be working the contribute to service plan task. This will generate after you perform that first visit of the cert period with the 60-day summary attached. So this is part 2 of the cert period, the new cert period process. So go ahead and click begin on that task. Once this task generates, you will have the ability to review patient status, meds, labs, orders, but all the action is really going to be here on the care plan tab. So you can come straight to the care plan. Now the care plan that was you had previously in the previous cert period will carry over. So all this is an opportunity for you to review your care plan and take out anything that you don't need. So if you realized you haven't been working on this intervention, you haven't been working towards that goal, you can just remove it from this cert period's care plan. If you want to completely redo your care plan, what you would have to do is you would come up to the dates of the cert period, hit add remove protocols. You would unselect your discipline, just your discipline, don't unselect anybody else's, and hit save. That will remove all of your discipline's goals, and then you would just come right back in, re-add it, and then it brings on everything that is available, and you can start your editing from scratch. So you could take out one particular goal. So if you want to do over with your goals and interventions, you would just click on the service line, remove the protocol, then add it back on. If your care plan is fine and it looks good, you just take a look at it and then move on to your next screen. This gives you an opportunity to review your patient schedule for the upcoming certification period. If you're not assigned to all the visits, you could assign yourself at this point, either by putting your name on the visits, or you can come into multi-actions, assign the employee. You would select all the routine visits for the whole cert period, and then just put your name here as the employee. Once you do that, you would just click assign, and all the visits for the whole cert period will be assigned to you. The next page is resource plan. This is where you can ensure that you're assigned as the lead clinician. If you're not, just type your name right in there. And then the last step to this task is to come to the apply signature page. You're going to come down to the bottom, change your status to active, and then apply your signature. So those are all the steps that are required for therapy for the recert process.